Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Hearthstone's new core set has been revealed and I've already made multiple videos analyzing various aspects of the core set, but in this video I will take a look at all of the brand new cards. There are 29 brand new cards in the core set and many of them look to be quite playable, so let's check out what new stuff is coming. Starting with Demon Hunter, I have to say that I am impressed by the new Demon Hunter cards. The Scorvus Bloodthorn, a charge minion. Charge is mostly going away, there are only a few charge minions left in the core set. Many of them have been either removed or changed into rush minions. But Scorvus Bloodthorn is a new charge minion. 2 mana 2/2 charge and lifesteal. After you play a card with Outcast, return this to your hand. So this can be pretty recurring damage for Demon Hunter, also recurring healing. Interesting looking card for sure. Then there's Ganark Glavesmith, 3 mana 3/2 demon, Outcast, give your hero +3 attack this turn. Looks really good, I like that a lot. And then Illidari Inquisitor, an 8 mana 8/8 demon, rush, after your hero attacks an enemy, this attacks it too. This card seems just downright bonkers. You play this, it rushes into a taunt minion, then you hero power, use your existing weapon, you hit face, and that one goes face too. So wow, that's phenomenal. I think the new cards for Demon Hunter look really impressive. Druid, on the other hand, got the shortest straw. The only new card for Druid is the Nordrassil Druid, a 4 mana 3/5, Battle Cry, the next spell you cast this turn costs 3 less. So this is effectively a 1 mana 3/5, but no rush, no taunt, no nothing. Would you be able to make use of this in some kind of like a treant deck, so that you play this and then you summon some treants and maybe, but the lack of taunt or rush, just the lack of any immediacy is a big deal. Hunter also gets one new card, Selective Breeder, a 2 mana 1/1 battlecry, discover a copy of a beast in your deck. And this is a really interesting card, and I think there are lots of potential applications for this. Remember, King Crush, for example, is staying in standard format, so you can discover some King Crushes and maybe you can make some sort of combo things. You can discover some Raptors from your deck. There are a lot of alternatives, and it doesn't go into every Hunter deck, but there are a whole bunch of ways that you can make use of this minion. Mage's new card is Egwin, the Guardian, 5 mana 5/5, spell damage +2, and death rattle, the next minion you draw inherits these powers. So with this you can just keep having spell damage +2 minions over and over again. It's slow, it's a lot of value. That typically has not been a strong combination in Hearthstone. There are only sporadically decks that are able to actually pull off that slow but a lot of value game plan. It does look like a fun card. Paladin is getting 2 new cards. They're getting a new secret with Reckoning. Secret, after an enemy minion deals 3 or more damage, destroy it. The enemy minion has to deal the 3 or more damage in a single go. It doesn't keep count, so you can't have a 1 attack minion hit 3 times and then it would be destroyed. But overall, a decent addition to the Paladin secret pool. Gives it a little bit more variety, a little bit more difficult to play around them all. And then there is Pursuit of Justice, 2 mana spell, give +1 attack to Silverhand recruits you summon this game. Druid Paladin is getting a bunch of support in the core set, and I wonder, is it going to be enough? Maybe it is going to be enough. It looks interesting. Priest is getting a lot of new cards. Blizzard clearly is still looking for a way to make Priest do things. It's really tough. They just reworked Priest last year, it was a total failure. Now they're removing much of those things that they did last year to Priest and they're replacing it with something else again. Yeah, it's just confusing. But be that as it may, some of these cards do look pretty sweet, like Crimson Clergy. 1 mana 1/3, premium stat line for 1-drop. After a friendly character is healed, gain +1 attack. So this can just be a really growing big threat. I like that card a lot. Very proactive, very sweet card for Priest. Focused Will, potential for Silence Priest to come back, maybe. Silence a minion, then give it +3 health. Sweet card for Silence Priest, but can Silence Priest come back? It hasn't been viable for a while. Then there's Strive in the Shadows, discover a spell from your deck. Okay, a little bit of card draw, a little bit of tutoring, not bad. And Shadowed Spirit, 3 mana 4/3, death rattle, deal 3 damage to enemy hero. Then if you imagine that you might copy this, you might resurrect this, it might be able to do something. Actually damage for Priest, which is interesting. Rogue is getting 1 new card, Vanessa Van Cleef, 2 mana 2/3 combo, had a copy of the last card your opponent played to your hand. It's a fun looking effect, but it's kind of tricky. You have to activate it as a combo, so first you have to play something else, then you play this, and then you get a copy of that card. Overall seems too clunky to truly be useful. Where Shaman's new card, Novice Zapper, looks pretty sweet. 1 mana 3/2 spell damage +1 overload 1, so bit of a downside there, but still a cheap spell damage minion with decent stats. What's there not to like? Warlock is getting 3 new cards. There's some zoo support with Ritual of Doom, 0 cost, destroy friendly minion if you had 5 or more, summon a 5/5 demon. Then you have some death rattle minions that you want to destroy, say Nerubian eggs, and then you eat those and you get demons and you get all sorts of stuff, and boom. Then there's a couple of weird looking demons. Felsoul Jailer, 5 mana 4/6, battlecry opponent discards a minion, death rattle return it. With sufficient tricks you might be able to use this to play against combo decks, but overall it just seems too clunky to do anything. And then there's Enslaved Fellowlord, 7 mana 4/10 demon with taunt, also damages the minions next to whomever this attacks. That has some potential. It's scary if it gets to attack, so you kind of want to remove it. I think this is borderline playable card. Warrior is also getting 3 new cards. There's the Bloodsail Deckhand, Pirate Warrior, ahoy! 1 mana 2/1 pirate, battlecry, and the next weapon you play costs 1 less. I think that looks like a really sweet pirate. Then there's the War Cache, and I've been thinking about War Cache a lot. I mean, 3 mana and random warrior minion, spell and weapon to your hand. Like, this would have been an insane card back in Classic, back in the era where resources mattered. It's 1 card, but for your control deck it gives you access to a bunch of resources so that you can keep fighting. But is that Hearthstone the Hearthstone that we're playing anymore? I'm not sure if those times are coming back and if War Cache can actually be useful. And then there's the Warsong Outrider, 4 mana 5/4 rush. Seems lackluster at best. As for the neutral cards, we have the Foxtail Freebooter, an insane pirate. I mean, 2 mana 2/2 pirate, battlecry if you have a weapon equipped, deal 2 damage, can go to a minion, can go to face. Wow, that's a really strong card. Then we have Overlord Runtack, 5 mana 3/6 rush. Whenever this attacks, give +1/+1 to all minions in your hand. Hand buffs typically have not been very strong, so I don't have great expectations for Overlord, but we'll see what sort of support they're going to give. And then one of the more interesting cards as well, 5 mana 3/3 Talon Fordring, Taunt, Divine Shield, death rattle, draw your highest cost minion, so clearly some sweet combo support. Depending of course what kind of combos we're going to have, but this could tutor for like Mosaki in Mage for example. This can tutor for your Khotun or something. There's a lot of potential in Talon for specific types of decks. And finally, all of the dragon aspects and Onyxia, so 6 dragons overall, have been reworked and rebuilt as new cards, so the old cards are still available in Wild, and these new cards are now in Standard and in Wild. Nostromo the Eternal, 788 dragon start of game. If this is in both players' decks, turns are only 15 seconds long. Obviously not going to be a useful card in ladder, but you could play like Blitz Hearthstone. You could set up a Blitz Hearthstone tournament where everyone has to have Nostromo the Eternal in their decks. There's a lot of fun value in this card, even if there's very little value for the ladder. There's a new version of Alexstrasza. It doesn't set your health to 15 anymore. 9 mana 8/8 dragon. Battlecry, choose a character. If it's friendly, restore 8 health. So you can heal your face, you can heal your minions. If it's an enemy, deal 8 damage. So you can damage the enemy minions, you can damage the enemy face, you can kill an enemy with Alexstrasza. If they have 8 or less health, Alexstrasza is just lethal. I think this version of Alexstrasza, while its highest rolls are not as high as the old Alexstrasza's, this is a very flexible card, and I think that looks like a very, very strong card. Then there's Malygos the Spellweaver, 9 mana 4/12 dragon, battlecry, draw spells until your hand is full. Not quite the same as having +5 spell damage, is it? There might be some uses for this where you use this as refill, but it doesn't really do anything immediately, it feels a little slow. I think this is one of the weaker of the upgraded dragons. Whereas then we have Onyxia the Broodmother, the only upgraded dragon that is not a dragon aspect, just a regular dragon. 9 mana 8/8 dragon, at the end of each turn fill your board with 1/1 whelps. So it can be a little weaker than the original Onyxia if you were able to buff the minions immediately, which you of course usually wouldn't be able to do, but it's stronger than the old Onyxia if you won't be able to buff the minions anyway, and then you just keep getting them turn after turn, it has to be answered. And Ysera the Dreamer, another really strong looking card, 9 mana 4/12 dragon, battlecry, add 1 of each dream card to your hand. Dream cards are going to be changed a little bit. Dream, for example, is going to be nerfed, it cannot target friendly minions, so you can't bounce Ysera the Dreamer back into your hand. But other than that, it still looks like it's a really sweet card. You just get that instant chunk of value to your hand, and some of those cards are playable immediately as well. And finally, Deathwing the Destroyer in a more playable form. Battlecry, destroy all other minions, discard a card for each destroyed. So no longer do you have to discard your entire hand, you just discard cards based on what was destroyed. So if you use this to destroy a single minion, you only discard one card. That looks pretty sweet to me. So overall, the new cards are one of the most exciting aspects of the new core set, because many of these new cards are actually really powerful. And I expect them to see a lot of play.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.